Oh my god.
Oh, I saw your green screen, dude. Look
Yeah,
retarded.
my,
I didn't know you were laying down.
My head looks like a fucking watermelon.
But
Yeah,
dude,
but cats and dogs
but
are
you-
more important than poor people.
And you, that goddamn edible shot right through my morals.
Yeah, what's
Right
that?
into a trash can. That's like the only thing that happened to me though since last podcast. Got like groomed or something. But
I just saw an ice cream cone. What is that?
That's a rocket.
what the fuck is he talking about? Disgusting. You're sick.
Finger fucking their mouth with your piss-covered fingers.
You actually have to fight them to take it out of their mouth.
Okay, now come on, man. This is a Patreon exclusive, right?
No. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Is everybody recording? We're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we 2 days ago we met to do an episode, and then
Get your fucking shoes off the camera, dude. I hate that. I can't stand looking
take
at
the shoes off,
Get
but
outta
keep
here.
the
Get some
feet in the
manners,
same
bro.
spot.
anyways,
Yeah, get those disgusting shoes off those
Yeah,
puppies.
get the shoes. No, yeah, you're not.
curl your toes into the camera. Yeah.
You're fucking size 3s, dude. Why do they look so small?
I wear size 8 shoes.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you do not.
Yeah.
Let me see your size 8.
No, you do not.
I'm 6'3" and I wear size 8s. I'm the only guy that's
Some
plus
people have
200
to-
pounds that wears a size 8 shoe.
Some people have to like do horrible techniques to achieve that kind of tiny,
He looks
tiny
like
foot.
I'm like
it looks
foot
like he's
binding.
walking
Yeah.
on peg legs.
Anyways, 2 days ago we met to do an episode, and
Went
I
pretty
was
well.
in the very beginning of COVID sickness. Everybody in my family's got it right now, and then we were like, "Hey, we'll meet up in
Florida
2 days.
trash. Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
We'll meet up
Oh,
in
sorry.
2 days when I
Fucking
feel
embrace.
better."
You know,
It turns out I feel a lot worse. So
Why did you think you'd get
But-
better?
I figured I would be just like Trump, and like I have a physique like him. I figured I'd get
Yeah.
sick and be better in like a couple days. And then
you're
it
Trumpish.
yeah, I'm very Trumpish. Yeah. It turns out that I'm nothing like him at all.
So you were lying.
Yeah,
like
I'm
10
lying,
minutes
yeah.
ago when you told me you felt better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Poob was like, "Hey, we'll meet. Let's meet on Sunday, and we'll reshoot." And then me and Brian are here for 36 minutes before he shows
Yeah.
up.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we were like Sunday, like Saturday, Sunday. We'll talk about it. Like we'll see how Sam feels because he looked like he was gonna fucking die.
But
Look
now
at that,
I
lo
look
and
at
behold,
me.
he
I look
looked-
like a picture of health.
He looks worse now. So I really didn't imagine. I'm imagining we're doing this because we have a set guest next week.
Yeah,
and
we have a
need to
set
start
guest
getting
on Friday.
these.
Yeah, just so the
Pumped
audience knows we're not doing this because we want to.
Yeah, just so they know it's not like coming from a place of passion.
This one's definitely coming from us just having to do it.
This is
Yep.
force.
Force.
Very forced.
At
Absolutely.
gunpoint, we're being forced to do this
I'm
one.
gonna be checking my fantasy football like half the time
Yeah.
because I'm in a buy-in league, so this is real shit. But
Yeah,
Oh
Pooh
my god.
was very concerned that there was a lot of football games happening today.
Yeah.
football. Yeah, my love for football has been reignited because I'm doing a fantasy football league where I had to pay to get into it, and now I'm like,
How much
I
you
mean,
win?
I'm still gonna lose.
Sunk
These
cost
people
fallacy.
beat
You
me.
gotta keep going now. You gotta learn all their names and numbers and
He
There's
stats.
a lot of them. There's like 10 a team or something. I don't
7
know.
or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They've got like
Poob, you told me you said you just picked all the black ones.
Jesus Christ.
They have the better stats. They're better.
Yeah, I like, can I get pictures of these guys or something?
Yeah. And he has like a color chart. Like, yeah, that one I want.
No, I just pick based on if I like the player. It's a good way to.
You bought a copy
Yeah.
of Madden
Fantasy,
21 and you just like
Peyton.
ordered by stats.
My
Peyton's
team's-
the only one I know.
You say Peyton?
Yeah, Manning.
Peyton Manning?
Guy
Yeah.
I thought he's
Yeah,
dead.
he's out of the NFL for years, but yeah, go Peyton. Yeah,
He
he's
was
an
the one
Indiana
on
hero.
my cereal growing up. He's the only one
Oh.
I know.
He's on
Yeah.
his cereal.
Yeah,
What?
he was like on
Wheaties?
Wheaties and like Tony the Tiger shit, whatever that stuff is.
Yeah, he helps little sick kids in Indiana. So
Yeah, he's a cool
Let's
guy.
give a moment of silence, maybe. For
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 9/11, but let's do a moment of silence for Peyton Manning.
This is for him, and it was also Pip's birthday on 9/11. So
Oh, that's,
you guys
that's
didn't say
way more
shit.
important.
No,
Yeah,
we didn't
sorry.
say shit.
Happy
Sorry,
birthday,
I was-
Pip.
I was
Thank you.
minor
I'll
other
pass it
things were
on.
on my mind at the time.
Yeah.
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 Well, he's twinning with one of my friends. Actually, it was their birthday too.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
Oh wow.
Wait a second. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, it's 20. Okay,
I
never mind.
was there.
Pip's
when it
one.
happened.
Pip's
I was
1 year
gonna
old.
say
remember this.
your friend. That would be hilarious if he was literally born on 9/11 2001.
No, he was, I think, 99 or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, wait, no, that's really all that happened since then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wasn't there something else? Nah,
No, that's it.
you
But-
got more sick. I
Yeah.
sat around all weekend.
I do have a funny thing that my sister-in-law told me. I don't know. I feel like
Well, your eyes are shrinking. What the fuck?
That's because my eye. Well, that's why like
Yeah.
they're already smaller when I wear these because I'm really nearsighted. But if I go whoa,
they get
it's
like super small.
VFX. Yeah, it's like real life magic.
Yeah.
But sorry, go on. You tried to sleep with your sister. So you
Yeah.
Your sister-in-law is just
Oh, your
No, okay,
sister-in-law.
yeah. My sister-in-law. Wait, is that my sister-in-law? Yeah, I guess
fat
so.
shit. Do you have an ice cream light behind you? Like, is that just an ice cream cone? What is that?
That's
Me?
a rocket.
That's a rocket. Why does it look like
So
that?
it looks like a soft serve cone.
It does.
It does, and now I'm never gonna turn
Yeah,
it just because that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Also, your pillowcase looks like the virus or something. Stupid,
The pillow-case is-
stupid designed house.
It looks like he watched one episode of In Living Color, and he's like, "I need that pillow."
I got this for my kid. It was like $3.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, anyways, okay. So, we got on like this was like 6 months ago. We got on the subject of like,
Got a diabetes
First
bracelet that looks
impressions.
like that.
you know,
Yeah, you guys talked about first impressions.
The
I
fuck
started,
are you
I'm
guys
blind.
doing?
My blinds were
Yeah.
open.
Sorry. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Subject of first impressions, right? And I was sitting there thinking like the first time we met, I had met Christina because I like the time which they started dating to the time where they got married. My brother and my sister-in-law was like, it was like a week. Like I felt like they just
Oh,
dated and got
Jesus.
married like right afterwards. He like knocked her up like first time having sex with her, and so he's like, "Guess we're getting married." But I was sitting there recalling like I thought we met each other at like my grandma's house or something like that, and she was like, "No, dude, I specifically remember the first time meeting you because you introduced yourself as Zach's brother and then ate a cupcake out of the garbage can."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like George
You said
Costanza.
you were like, "Yeah, my name's Sam," and then you like walked through the kitchen, saw that there was a cupcake in the garbage, pulled it out, yelled at somebody for throwing it away, and ate it.
Jesus Christ.
And the person, I don't remember doing this at all, but Zach goes, "Yeah, I remember you doing that." It was kind of weird. The person that I was mad at for throwing it away wasn't even like family member. It was just like some
Oh
person that was at the house. I was just eating after
the
them.
Jews.
It was like it was a half-eaten cupcake.
You come to
Yeah.
our place and you eat
Throw
part of
away.
the coke. You ate half of someone's.
Half-eaten
fucking-
cupcake out of the
Jesus
garbage.
Christ.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
That sounds like
some
me.
icing on here.
Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting. You're sick.
Yeah, it was my kid's birthday, I think is what it was.
It was your
Hey, man,
birthday.
we could only afford like 10 cupcakes and you're going to fucking throw half one away.
You mind if I
Was
get
there,
more
like,
comfortable?
Was she like, oh, but now I like you? Or is she like, yeah, that's what I think of you? That's your first
I think I'm
Garbage
just
man.
stuck as like that disgusting guy that eats shit out of the garbage forever.
You're like a raccoon person or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, holy shit! Before we started this, I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna, hit that vape
Oh,
pen,"
God.
and then
no.
and I was sitting there like going to town on it, and I was like, "Dude, I think this thing like needs to be recharged or something like that." So I fucking, they have the rechargeable batteries,
Yeah.
and so
What?
it's like charging right now, and I'm pretty sure that it had
It worked.
plenty of charge. The first
Yeah.
time. because I kept
Yeah.
hitting it, going like, I don't think this thing's working. And all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure it was working.
What?
You're gonna fall asleep laying down like that.
know,
Let me tell a really relaxing tale.
Yeah, tell me
Two
something
brothers.
super relaxing.
Let me tell you a story from North America. Daddy, hurry.
God.
This weekend, after we canceled the podcast, I went out on the town a little bit, for the first time in a while. It's a good time historically to be going out. Went to a bar where they battle pianos. That was cool. Went to a different place. I met these guys. I just walked up to the bar. A lot of, I'm approachable. A lot of people, come up to me. They talk to me. They say, "Hey, your outfit is cool," or they'll call me a slur. It's a mixed crowd there. But these two guys came up to me. One of them with basically like a fedora with a feather in it, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like these guys have got something going on. And the guy was like 30 some years old, and he looked like my age, and I was already blown away. And it was him and his. They called each other brothers, but I think they're just friends. And they're like, "Yeah, we're from Canada." Like, "Yeah, are you from Canada?" And I was like, "No." And we started talking for a while. They're like, "You're like Canadian. Like, you've got the Canadian look. Like, look at your hair. Look at this. Like, this low cut jacket. Like, oh, that's so Canadian." And then they just like introduced me to a bunch of like these girls, and they're like, "Yeah, say you're from Canada." I was like, "All right, I'm from Ontario." And they're like, "Oh, are you French Canadian?" And I couldn't think of a single word in French. And I was just like, "Oh, like, yeah."
See?
And they're like waiting for me to, I was just like, "Yeah, I'm French." Like, yeah, sure.
Oui.
I literally, I couldn't even think of we. Like, I was so thrown on the spot. Like, I could only think of Spanish. And I was like, they're going to know. Like, if I say Spanish, it's going to be, probably pretty obvious. It doesn't sound French.
Ontario's not
I know
even
you're really into like fashion and stuff, and like upping your dress game.
Not really.
But I want to tell you something. If you're going out to bars and guys wearing fedoras with feathers in their
I
cap
know.
are
I was
approaching
very
you,
aware.
you need to reassess your aesthetic.
I was aware.
If that guy was like, "Whoa, there's a brother in arms."
Yeah, this
You
guy
have the
knows.
exact same look as me, and I just like took my jacket off.
Yeah.
Hey, anyone want this fucking piece of shit? I think I was wearing this hat. I was like, I'm not gonna wear that again. Like,
It's dated.
probably shave, probably get a haircut. No, he was like, he looked like, I was pretty drunk, so I was like, "Dude, I love your hat." I didn't necessarily mean it. Like, the other guy looked much more just like hockey playing Canadian. Like, he had a Red Wings fucking hat on or whatever, and he had long hair. And when he got drunk, he started just flexing. Like, "Yeah, one of my like good friends is in the NHL and is like really good at hockey and makes millions of dollars." So I was like, "Cool, like, cool." And he's
about
like,
you?
like this guy?" I'm like, "I don't know like anything about hockey, like not even the basics, really."
I know slap shot, and that's it. Because you see all the kids from '90s movies practicing slap shots.
I was like, is he on the Mighty Ducks or what? Like, I probably won't know of him. But
Is your best friend a duck?
Yeah, is he a duck? And like, he was kind of disappointed that I didn't like catch the flex or whatever. But then they just bought me and my friends drinks like the rest of the night, and we went to the next bar with them. There's that Canadian, generosity or something kicked in and really set me up. And they didn't try to have sex with me or anything at the end of it. So
I think you said they tried to open your fly or whatever.
Yeah, no, I told Brian earlier one of them tried to put a finger in my zipper, but I didn't actually. No, they were really cool. They DM'd me the next day and were like, "We're out again. What's going on?" They also Ubered from like 40 minutes away
From Canada.
from
Canada all the way down to Indiana.
Well, see you later. Yeah. No, that's like the only thing that happened to me though since last podcast. I got like groomed or something by some Canadians
Canadian guys
with really, really weird fashion.
Yeah.
And dude, the guy with the feathered hat though, like, he pulled it off somehow. I saw him at like make out with multiple different people just wearing that hat, and I'm like, how? Like how does anyone take you seriously? Like
Okay, did he look like Brad Pitt under it, or was he like?
He was like, he was a pretty handsome guy,
Okay. Yeah,
and he was
that
like
changed
jacked, but like,
Okay.
Well,
still, that should be like quite a negative.
Yeah.
Like,
There's nobody that.
it should really stop anyone
that
from
just goes
liking
to show
you.
how handsome he is
As a
and how
person.
jacked he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
I'm glad that hats aren't in fashion anymore. Like it's not the standard
I feel like he.
oh,
to like
would
go to
want me
work
like
with a
hat.
fucking 3-piece suit and a hat.
I don't know if they've got a feather in it. It's kind of
Kinda
cool.
manly.
If you
Yeah,
show
like a
up
Robin
to
Hood
any
cap.
business meeting with a fucking fedora,
with
a fedora on.
and a feather on it.
yeah.
And
No,
the
they
feather-
would be like, what are you doing?
What are they called? Fucking peacock feather, like huge all the way up. It's
Like
4
the Three
feet long.
Musketeer ones, where it's just a giant plume comes out the side.
And you can take it out and dip it in ink and like sign all the official documents with it. Put it back in your head.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, Canadians rock sometimes.
And hats are actually cool now. I take back what I said. I want hats to come back.
If you wear a hat with a feather to a piano bar, you're awesome.
Yeah.
And you will make out with women. And if you wear a
Tens of
Wildcats hat, you will go home alone and sad.
with free
The
beer.
other guy tried to take this hat too. He like switched me his Red Wings one. And I looked at this guy. I'm like, damn, he's got a big head. And it was a little tight. And I was like, I need to start working on this thing or something. I gotta shape this head out. He put mine on and was like, geez, a little bit of wiggle room. Come on, bro. Like, what are we, friends or what here? You gonna hit me like that?
You
So-
start putting your head in a vice grip every day and just squeeze it, make it smaller.
I progressively try to squeeze it into smaller and smaller bowls. And only the top of my head shrinks.
Yeah, it looks like a bowling pin.
Form into a pin. Yeah.
Oh God.
Sam, you're a.
What do you eat? What are you eating
What
there,
are you
buddy?
munching on over there, huh? A little guy?
Throat lozenges.
I thought you found some snacks under the couch or something.
I was kind of worried after you told me you got COVID, and then I went out that night. I was going to get some form of retribution, but I feel all right so far.
Yeah.
Good thing I didn't get the vaccine. That's really important.
Yeah.
It's not sticking yourself with that.
Yeah, that's dangerous stuff.
Oh, now I get the glasses. You look like there's a certain serial killer that has glasses like that.
Uh,
I know that's
Dahmer.
random. He looks like like a serial killer. Like he
Yeah, Dahmer.
Dahmer. Yeah, I think he said the bomber. Yeah,
No, I
Dahmer.
said Dahmer.
Yeah, he looks
The
like
bomber.
Jeffrey Dahmer
Hi there.
with tiny
victims.
eyes.
What does he do? Who does he kill?
He would
killed gay
cannibalize
guys.
and eat little gay boys. Yeah.
That was my coolest trick in elementary school.
Wow,
You want to see my eyes get really tiny? And then a bully would break my glasses in front of me. Go get contacts, freak. So that's why I don't really wear glasses anymore.
Oh shit, man.
Childhood trauma.
Yeah, just
do you have
trauma
any
dumping.
legitimate childhood trauma?
One time a guy cleaned a urinal next to me while I was peeing, and I'm pretty sure he didn't work there. He was like scrubbing the side of it with like a toothbrush.
And he was
Probably looking at my penis. And now I don't like peeing in public as much, but
he was making weird sucking sounds.
well, besides that, no, pretty good childhood. Besides that one random pervert, no.
He started
Nothing really.
He started cleaning my urinal while I was still using it.
He had like a fucking toothbrush with like 5 strands of brush left on it. And then he cleaned his teeth a little.
Yeah.
No, but besides that, no, pretty good. Pretty good, not too much. Most of it's probably like I didn't realize at the time, like that's gonna affect me later. The rest of it was just more subtle.
Yeah.
Guy showed me his
Should I
penis
cover
on
up my
Xbox.
gut hanging
That's
out?
it. Yeah. That's not. Take off your socks or whatever.
Yeah, you
I
should
thought
get
took off your
completely
shoes.
naked.
Should I
You should
just
cover
Less
your
and less clothes as this goes on.
Cover your penis
Yeah.
with like a leaf or something.
you know what I should do is much like how a kid watches a horror movie through their fingers. Like I should take off my socks and just spread my toes, so you have to see my face focus through them.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty horrific.
Especially since these are like wool socks, so like there'd be so much black fuzz in between my toes and everything.
What if you just had the gross like fungus feet that you just hiding?
Yeah, that's why you've never seen my feet in any video. Actually,
That is weird. I've never seen your feet or your butthole. I bet there's something
they're
really
covered.
weird.
They're covered in mushrooms. I just didn't want to show anybody. Yeah.
Christ.
Oh man.
I remember a kid in high school talking like in an art class. We're doing something and we were
Art,
talking about
probably.
no, I was talking about like how gross something was, and they're like, "That ain't gross." Like in my house, I got mushrooms growing out of my shower, and like, dude, Jesus Christ! And they talked about how they had a cat that had like fungus growing out of its ears and stuff, and it died. And I'm like, you see that this is horrific, right? Like, they're just like, "That ain't gross." Like back home, I got like zombie apocalypse shit brewing and a cat. I'm like, that is the most horrific thing I've ever heard. I think like, no, that's not okay. That's definitely way worse than whatever we were talking about. Like,
Yeah.
whatever was gross before is probably like, they got poop in the toilet, and they're like, well, actually, back in my house, back in my cracked in house, I feel bad. There were a lot of kids like that though.
Yeah.
In my school, walking around with fungi growing out of their hair and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
a lot of
didn't realize
oddities.
like I had some friends where there was obvious domestic abuse happening.
Yeah.
Like the dad was beating the shit out of the mom, and like I didn't get it. I was like, "What?"
My mom's stomach hurts. What, she got a stomach ache? No.
Yeah.
They were really trying to tell it to you, and you just couldn't get it.
My mom's eye is bleeding again.
Yeah, mom or dad took his stress out on my mom again. Oh, did he fuck her?
Yeah, that's what 5-year-old me said.
Yeah.
Oh, he must have like taken her to Pound Town. Yeah, you can say that.
Oh shit. Dude,
yeah.
remember how like people were complaining about this podcast being like 99% masturbation talk?
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was a complaint or a compliment, but yeah.
It's definitely a compliment. It's like I gotta log in from my dose of 2 hours of cum talk. But
just conversation you could hear in any Discord call.
yeah.
Nothing really special going on,
But and then I made the big declaration that I was gonna do NoFap, and then I never brought it back up because I was failing it miserably. Every day I would start again, and every day I would fail. But ever since getting COVID, we're quarantining in the house, and Abby's in the house, and the 2 kids are in the house, and there's no safe place for me. I just realized
the
I
shower.
haven't no cum has left my body since the 3rd of September. And I was
Holy
like,
shit.
I was
You
like,
feel enlightened?
"Ah." So anyways, if you guys don't mind, I'm just
My
gonna
balls are so full right now.
No, I was wondering why, like, you know, I felt so invigorated and healthy. Just like those
After-
no-fat people talk about. They're like,
No,
you
it
should
turns out
feel great.
Yeah.
I'm like
You don't even
bedridden.
have you don't even have COVID. It's just
Yeah.
this is just the result of not jerking
Oh.
off.
Yeah.
This is
Oh.
It's like a keto flu. Like when you stop
Sick.
whacking off, you start to feel worse, and then I'll emerge from this.
That's Sunny in Philadelphia where they think they have like a virus, and it turns out they're just
they're
like,
alcoholic.
yeah, they're alcoholics, and they're just craving alcohol really bad. They're going through withdrawal. That's exactly what, biologically and physiologically, if I had to do a scan of you, I'd say that's what it is. Yeah, I can see your balls are inflared too.
Yeah,
like,
and they're
it's all up your
twitching.
shorts in one
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
You should, when you're done with the podcast today, just keep saying like, "Oh, Brian, oh, Poob," and jerk off. And your wife will think you're still recording.
Oh yeah.
We'll be none the wiser. Just say our names a bunch.
Yeah.
And jerk off.
O'Brien, Poop.
Normal
repeatedly.
podcast talk.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm close, Brian.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that'll fucking work.
Man, you are gonna explode.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
time you jerk off,
Oh.
you better have like some towels ready or something. Like, I'd wear a condom. Jerk off.
Condom to jerk off. Hell yeah.
I'd double layer it just to be safe.
That seems like an easy cleanup. That sounds great.
I wear a condom, then put my penis in a plastic bag to get the excess that shoots out the base. Because there's going to be some. Because you've probably never gone this long without jerking off since you were
Yep.
like 12. So you
Yeah.
have no idea what could happen.
Oh man. You know what you should do is to help me in my time of need. I think I'm gonna keep going. I think we
Put a
keep
finger
going
in
with
my
the
asshole.
That would really
yeah. In order to keep going, I don't want to whack off. So whenever I'm feeling tempted, I want you to maybe text me a picture of your feet or something. Something to make my boner go down.
Oh,
You know.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I'm incredibly heterosexual.
Didn't you have sex with your wife or something?
No,
You have to jerk off to come always.
no. I've been like kind of going like, yo, it's been a fucking come on, like look at she's like, first I was sick. I'm not having sex when I'm sick, and now you're sick. I'm not having sex with a sick person. So I'm like, I feel like shit and I look like shit, and then all of a sudden when the kids go down for a nap, I'm like, hey, I feel better. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
It's like Adam Bite, you got a temp of
flowers,
101.
honey.
Yeah. You're drenched in sweat. and
Yeah.
shit. You're just-
Super sweaty. I can't breathe and shit. I'm
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, so she's fucking evil basically. So just send me pictures of your asshole like I was asking.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Maybe just like
going
an
back,
open mouth
please.
pic.
Yeah.
Yeah. She sounds like a bitch. But
Yeah.
if I was there, I'd make sure you were satisfied.
Nice.
Going back to that kid that was like, yeah, mushroom there, mushroom here.
Yeah.
I remember one time too, I was like, oh, it smells like dog shit in here or something. Like I was just like, someone stepped in dog shit when we went outside. And this kid was like, well, I live with like 8 dogs and like they poop everywhere. Like, look at this. And he took his shoe off and pointed, like, it was like one of those shoes with a bunch of cracks in it. He was like,
Yeah.
dog shit there, dog shit there, dog shit there, dog shit. And like pointed out like it was like a badass thing to do to shut me down.
Yeah.
He was just like, I've got like 8 types of dog shit on my shoe.
Yeah.
Like, well, now I know who smells like dog shit. Probably this poor kid who can't afford it. Poor kid that calls his dogs his brothers and shit. This horribly beaten fucking piece of shit.
You're right.
His parents were like cops or something, but he was, I that's like one of the only
Dude,
interactions
that's a
I ever
flex
had
I've
with him
never
too.
heard of. Is just
For like
Yeah,
like a
how
small
much dog shit they have.
let me explain to this kid just how prolific shit is. It's everywhere on the phone.
Okay, you don't seem to be understanding how much dog poop I shit in and then don't clean off my shoes.
Yeah. He rolls up his pant leg and there's dog shit all over his leg.
He had that ready. Like he knew how much dog shit was on his shoe when he went in that class and didn't want to do anything about it for some reason. Like, why?
He knows the species that that laid it and everything.
K9 Barkus, commonly known as a golden retriever. Okay. Moving on. That's probably the worst, like, genus fake name. Like a K9 Barkness or something.
I'm pretty sure that's not the proper binomial nomenclature for that. Canine Marcus.
Genus of bark dog. And he's... But yeah, fucking weirdos in my school. Dude. I was doing weird shit too, but I wasn't like.
I feel like you were the most normal kid.
I wasn't
there.
categorizing dog shit in the crevices of my shoe. I was like, look, this one tastes a little bit better than this one, and I know that. We feed this one only tuna. It was gross, and the kids there are gross, and I wouldn't wish my younger siblings to go there, but I think they are. So good luck to them.
I had this girl in my elementary school that before anybody knew what BO was, she got BO before anybody else. But it wasn't to the point where like you could smell her just standing next to her, but she didn't have deodorant or anything. She was in like 4th grade, 3rd grade or something.
Teacher's the one that originally brought it up.
This kid smells like BO.
No, she like stuck her hand in her armpit and like got it all nice and sweaty, so it smelled like the onion BO smell.
Yeah.
And then she kept going like up to people and just going, "What's it smell like?" Smell this, like holding her fingers out. And like everybody was like smelling it, going like, "Oh God, what the fuck is that?" Oh. And like we were just all lining up, like sniffing it, like, "What is that?" No, none of us could figure it out. And I remember that shit being so funny to me once we realized what it was, like years later. And I remember thinking she was funny as hell. And then just like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I was on an airplane and like coming back into Tallahassee, that lady. That's my only memory of her. I recognized her.
Yeah.
Well, the funny part is she is in first class, absolutely like businesswoman, like high-end lawyer or something like that.
Got her with down the pants one.
What this like? She like screaming.
I've been waiting for this day for 20 years. You bitch.
Tell me what this smells like, you dumb bitch.
She's like fucking incredibly just well put together now. She looks like a businesswoman Beyonce, right?
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I wanted to go talk to her.
Kind of a businesswoman already, but go on.
Yeah, but less like high fashion and more like
what? Yeah, what are you trying to say?
No, less like high fashion and more like this lady has like tailored blazers and stuff. You don't see Beyonce wearing that shit.
I have, but go on anyway.
Okay. Well, I was gonna go talk to this lady, and then I realized the only thing I would have to say to her is, "Hey, remember that time you stuck your fingers in your armpit and made everybody smell it?"
And I don't think she didn't remember that, you'd just be kicked off the plane or something.
Yeah, she definitely had enough leeway or business contact. She's first class. She's priority. Yeah. She would just tell the pilot, "Yeah, kick that guy down the stairs when he passes you."
So you guys didn't talk?
No, we didn't talk. But I thought about it. It just it awoke like an old memory of mine because I had forgotten all about that.
Turns out it wasn't even our same person. Like, how do you know? You should have at least asked her name or something. You should have said something. Like, did you go to this
distinct
school?
face, very distinct face. I can tell. And it's Tallahassee. Come on, it has to be her.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not that many people here. Yeah, it was her. In my mind, it was her, and that's all that matters. Because
it was the armpit girl who never left her town ever. Just
nobody leaves Tallahassee. They just come here and then stay here forever.
That's so sad, and you're perpetuating it. But
yeah,
I used to love the come out of the bathroom, water all over your hands, touch people's face. Can you teach me how to pee? Rub it all over them. Funny, I'd be so excited to do it, I'd forget to wash my hands. I'd just douse some water on the tops, and the rest would probably be pee.
You save time. You save time if you actually just dip your hand in the urinal.
Absolutely.
And play with the urinal cake a little bit, and then walk out there.
Joke would be more authentic. Yeah. Probably actually have to go to a doctor or something, though.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being kind of a harmless joke. You trying to pee?
Wow, that really ups that prank. I always thought it was funny just to wet my hands, but apparently dousing them in urine and then finger fucking their mouth with your piss covered fingers. What a prank. Holy shit.
Take that. Yeah, get the teachers and they just sit there and suck on them for like 30 seconds. This isn't pee. This is water, you silly kid. And then they just like keep sucking on your fingers.
You actually have to fight them to take it out of their mouth.
Okay, now come on, man. Joke's over.
Talking on the pee.
Principal / stepdad. Okay, come on, man. Joke's over.
Oh man, did you ever have any
childhood trauma though?
You ever have any students that had like parents that were teachers?
What?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I was kind of one of them, but not really. But it was
what your mom's a teacher?
No, it was awkward for me. Well, it wasn't really awkward for me, but it was very awkward for my brother because he was in high school when my mom started dating his art teacher. / like photographer teacher. And like they didn't like know my brother didn't he might not even had any of his classes or anything, but they met at my mom's cafe and then started dating. while he was like, he would just see him in the halls and be like, you. But by the time I got there, they had already been married for a couple of years. So it's just more like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
And we still had kind of like a lot of kids hated him as a teacher, and that kind of trickled down to me, but not really, because like we were very different. But like a lot of rednecks really hated him because, I mean, for like not a good reason really. Like he was a pretty good teacher. It's just my school, you had to take art to graduate.
The
you
had
to take an art class, and none of those people had even like the slightest interest. And most of the teachers, they're like, you go in the class, you just like, you jerk out. You can get away with anything in this school. They will, if you get held back enough, they'll just be like, you graduated. Like I had people in my school that were there for like their 5th year, past senior year, just hanging out with like 14-year-olds. And eventually they just be like, you're done. Like you graduate. And like you can go into a room and be like, I need help on this test. I don't think too good. And they just give you all the answers. I mean, I never did that, but like I just heard how insanely easy it was.
That's the No Kid Left Behind Act.
Yeah.
It was an actual law. They didn't want to like lower it.
Yeah, our place it's like a dumbass factory. But my stepdad was very like, if you fuck around in here, I'll just kick you out of the class and I'll give you an F and all this stuff.
If you jerk me off, I will give you an F.
If you jerk me off, I will fuck you, and that is my number one policy. If you get it started, if you warm up the engine, I will penetrate you. Yeah. God, my mom's gonna someday somehow see this. What the fuck is he talking about? But no, like I don't know, just a lot of rednecks hated him, and a lot of other. He just like he's hard to explain, but anyone that knows him, you're just like that guy. Like some students were always, people would tell me like, yeah, I went out back and I smoked weed with him because he just like looks like a hippie. Yeah, and people would always be like, yeah, I tried to smoke weed with him and he kicked me out of the room. Like, yeah, he's not going to smoke weed with a student. Like, I don't even know if he did smoke weed during that time, but like. He's not like a fucking insane person. He's not gonna smoke weed with like a freshman in high school at school. So like I cracked up. There's this one kid that always tried to tell me that he's like, yeah, I got your stepdad to smoke weed with me during class. No, you didn't. That is just so far fetched. But oh god, where the fuck was I going with this? Oh, you're asking about teachers for parents. Yeah, never really had any benefits. Like when I took his class, I'd be like, I'd try to call him his first name and he'd be like, that's not what you call me here. Like, oh, okay, sorry. Like, sorry. He's probably.
Have you seen those TikToks where it's like a compilation of like students calling teachers by their first name? Yeah.
I don't, he was never like, crazy. You don't call me that.
Yeah, have you seen that? Like some teachers snap. They're weird, just like writing a document and they'll be like, hi, Deborah. And they'll just like snap the fence angrily. That's Mrs. Deborah. Yeah.
That's not my name. Well, it is, but you don't get to call me that for some reason.
Did you just say Mrs. Deborah?
Yeah, Mrs. Deborah.
Like her fucking real name is Deborah.
Yeah.
Deborah. You better have meant my last name, Deborah, not my first name, Deborah.
It's just so weird that why would they get mad?
I don't know. It's like a power thing or something.
Exposing their weakness.
God, honestly, teachers, they don't make any money. And they have to deal with teenagers. It's their one little bit of power in life.
Yeah, there's the worst. There was the gym teacher, classic, was like one of my good friend's parents. But he never liked me growing up, really, when I go over to their house.
Oh,
the parent.
And my best friend didn't really like me.
Her mom liked me. Yeah, I'd force myself over there all the time. I invite myself. They didn't like me. And the parents thought I was creepy. Yeah.
The parents pitied me. My best friend actually hated my guts.
It's throwing around terms like restraining order and stuff. Trying to freak out a kid. But, no, like her mom always really loved me and was like super nice. And then her dad's like just meathead fucking was like an insanely good wrestler turned fucking wrestling coach and shitty school gym teacher. Yeah. And he would just like, there were times where he would tear into me in class. I think I've talked about these before, maybe. one time I was just being like a smart ass, and he in front of everyone, like got everyone to settle down just to like tear into me in front of everyone. It was like, you're the most sarcastic, like smart ass, like piece of shit kid like that's ever come through this program. And I'm like, no, I'm not. There's no way. Like
I'm not even on my A game today.
I'm like pretty good student wise, you know, like come on, I'm a fun guy.
Yeah.
And you know, he obviously didn't think so. And one time I dropped, there's a ledge. I've definitely told this one. Stelt's gonna say he's told this story 4 times. I dropped that's what Stoltz sounds like. He's told this 4 times.
Yeah, he's the great gatekeeper of storytelling.
This is gonna be a reoccurring bit. When I wear these. But I dropped. The bell was about to ring. At this point, I had never gotten a tardy, or it's what's called for class, right? Like a tardy. Like I took that shit not seriously once I got there, but I was not gonna get a tardy. And I was on the 2nd level, and the bell, it was about to ring. So I dropped my shoes down, and I was like, I can't be late. Like, part of me's down there. You know, some dumbass kid, is hyped up. So this would be funny. And they fell, like, in front of him as he was coming out of his office, and the assistant teacher. Like, they didn't even hit him, I don't think. And and the other teacher, she was a woman with cancer, and it was like, oh, this big sob story. Well, apparently, I knocked her out, but I didn't. No, but she was really sweet, so I felt bad that I like scared her or something. But I was up there at the time with my friends, and I started just cracking up when I see him walk out. I'm like, ha ha, like, oh, good thing that missed. Yeah. And he's just silent, and I'm like, oh fuck. And he just like points at the ground, and I'm like, ah, shit, like here we go. And he's turning like red as a tomato. And I walk down the stairs, and I'm still kind of like, like, oh shit, like, oh man, this guy is kind of scary, you know? Yeah. And I get down there, and he just blows up on me about how that was like the stupidest thing he has ever seen a student do in his entire. Once again, I'm like, I'm not that, phenomenal at anything. I'm not going to be the best at anything going through this school. So I'm definitely not the dumbest kid. Like, one of my classmates is 24. Okay, like I'm not the dumbest kid that's ever been here, taking a freshman year, class, and blah blah blah. I saw him. This girl ended up getting married this year. I went to her wedding, and he was there. He looks like exactly like Stone Cold Steve Austin now. He went bald. Probably from rage. He had good hair.
Screamed his
but
hair.
I think straight up rage drove him to baldness. And
he got so red, angry, hot. Just his hair sizzled off.
That's what he looks like. Like he is now.
Probably
he rests at that color red. I saw him when he was that angry. And like I was like, even one of my friends was at the wedding that always really liked him. I'm like, dude, what is up with like Mr. Blank? Like. He looks like he's on like cartoon roids or something. Like and he's still just like shredded to the fucking bone, like, but weirdly big. Like he looks like a freak. Sorry if this girl watches this. I actually really love the rest of your family, but your dad and I don't even think she knows her dad hates me and that I hate her dad. But anyway, like he walks up to me at one point, and we both just kind of like acknowledge we're there, and he talks to everyone else at the table, and he's like, so how have you been? I was like, yeah, I'm all right. And he's like, what? Oh, I gotta go do something. And it was like I'm like, you're a grown-ass man. Like I basically am. Like, fucking pussy, get over here and talk to me. Give me more small talk than that. And then his wife comes up to me at one point and is like, Sam, this wedding wouldn't be the same if you weren't here. And I'm like, geez, like I haven't even talked to the bride in like 4 years, but thanks, thanks. And she was like so adamant, like, you had to be at this wedding, like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? You want to fuck me and the guy wants to kill me. Like, what's going on? What is going on here?
Yeah, why is the guy so mad that his wife wants to fuck you?
No,
maybe that's why.
She's out of my league. The mom is hot as hell.
But you're saying the friend was a girl.
Yeah.
Maybe the dad just thought you were trying to,
I don't know,
get in there.
But
and that's
I
why
wasn't the only fucking kid at school, Yeah. Like I wasn't even. There were many that were
but you were a kid that was coming over to his house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
exactly.
He caught me sniffing panties one time, and he hated me forever.
Yeah.
He caught me in his wife's closet watching her change.
Sniffing her shoes.
Wearing her underwear.
Yeah, he caught me wearing her clothes, putting on her makeup in the mirror, and he thought I was some sort of crazy kid or something. But no, he was a monster, and the best thing my stepdad ever did was, because he's like, my stepdad's not, he's like very imposing in a way of, you do something stupid, he's not going to yell at you, but he's just you're going to know that it was stupid, and you're going to know that you're less of a person because of it. Like almost like psychological torment through the eyes and through just, like you'll talk, like there were kids that tried to fight him while we were getting gas in the morning once, and he just like talked him out of it. And like, what are you gonna get arrested on this day for, like trying to, like, yeah, you could beat me up, like fucking do, like all this stuff. Like he just talks people into a state of mental collapse. And that teacher, the bald bitch that everyone's like, oh, he's so big and scary. He yelled at my stepdad at a meeting once because my stepdad was like, when did we talk about this? And also, okay, my stepdad would just, we'd be late to school. He's like, oh, I'm not going to that fucking teacher meeting. Like, fuck that. Like, he didn't do anything extra with the teachers because he hated most of them. So he's like, like, why does the art teacher need to be there? Like, blah, blah, like, this is bullshit. And this guy, like, at the time, he's sucking up. He's gunning for that athletic director's position. And he just blows up on my stepdad. Like, if you would have been here, like, you know why this slip is like this color and blah, blah, blah. It turns out, like, it was a meeting that one of the rare ones where my stepdad actually, like, wasn't supposed to be there. So it was just a genuine question. And then that guy came and had to apologize to my stepdad and cried.
At the wedding.
No, he came into his room and was, like, crying about how embarrassed he was and all this stuff. And my stepdad's like, I don't forgive you. Like, get out of here. So, like, he not only hates me, he hates my family, too. And, like, he definitely holds those grudges all against, like, kid me for some reason.
It sucks, like, imagine being a gym teacher at a high school.
It's crazy, though. When he became athletic director, you can see online how he was making like $90-some thousand a year doing nothing.
What, working at a high school level?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I was like, I just figured
the like high fat like athletic director, principal, they get paid way too much at that school.
Yeah, that's
and then everyone else is like, nothing.
Yeah.
I feel like you're doxing so much right now. Like, I bet somebody could just find this athletic director and just be like, oh, it's
athletic director that looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin that makes $90K a year.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Say that, put in that I said he looks like the Undertaker, not Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There you go. That looks like Rey
Mysterio. He's like 5'4", little Mexican guy. Just a lot of flips and stuff.
Yeah. He would flip his way into the gym class every time.
He spun me around like a little fucking animal.
There you go. Perfect.
He spun all around my body. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. Sam, center the room now. Watch this.
He slithered around your body like a snake.
619, Boudica. I was like, I just saw flashes of his body flying around me.
Oh shit.
But yeah, if you guys dox that guy, don't kill him or anything or try to kill me. No, but seriously, no love lost. He's just a meathead, and I'm a scholar, so there's always going to be that natural, cat and dog kind of relationship.
Kind of mentality. Yeah.
Tom and Jerry style,
I was definitely the Tom of the relationship, and he was the bulldog from Tom and Jerry.
Oh, okay.
No one was the
figured
mouse.
you'd be Jerry. You're like a rat.
There's no one clever in this scenario. It's two dumbasses.
There's no Tom and Jerry. It's retarded cat and retarded dog. I always felt bad for my PE teacher because in high school, he had this office that was like under the building in the back corner. It had water, like a water level on the walls where it had been flooded out a million times.
Right.
And then hanging on the door. Not hanging on the door, I'm sorry, like hanging in his office on the wall was his gold medal from the Olympics. Like he had gone to the Olympics in like
reached the height.
1985 or
That's probably
something. And he was like a relay racer, like sprinting, I don't know. And he won a gold medal. And I was like, you were one of the
really
best
fast.
athletes ever. And you're fucking, now look where you are now. It was just sad.
Maybe he likes being a gym teacher, you know?
Yeah.
Would you like being I would
I don't
like being
know.
a gym teacher for like elementary school and then college
Why?
level. But anything in between there would
Yeah,
suck.
college would
Oh,
be nice because people are paying for shit, so they care more. But
yeah, they're
high
more,
school,
and the only people that join track in college are people that are passionate about it.
well, you mean like coaching? Well, because there's like gym, you can just take like I took badminton or something. I dropped it after a week, but like you can take weird ass sports in most colleges. I
Yeah.
did fencing for a semester. It was actually really fun.
I've done fencing too.
I was actually, yeah, I got second or third in the tournament. I can't
Really?
remember. You know,
I got
it's one of the.
I got yelled at because I was
the class
winning.
of 4.
I was winning all my fights, but then the teacher was like, "You're not winning because you're good. You're winning because your arms are freakishly long."
Yeah.
Because I was going up against people that had perfect technique and they were doing the fucking "Unga" and everything.
And he's
I was just like,
You just
poke,
do this.
poke. I just poke him in the face every
Yeah.
time.
I did enjoy that class though, and it was definitely like little kid me. I had all these swords and stuff, and I loved all these fantasy movies. So when I took that class, I was like, yeah, this is pretty sweet. Like,
Yeah.
It was like the Princess
then-
Bride in real
yeah,
life.
Yeah, I love the Princess
He did a lot of
Bride, so I was
backflips.
like-
That's the first move you learn in fencing.
First, you do like 3 weeks of flipping, and then you finally get to use a saber.
Yeah. How many
Just
how many
goof
students
off.
were in your graduating class?
In high school or college?
You're talking about high school level, right?
Oh, it's
No,
about
this is
college.
college.
Oh, okay. Okay, college. Never mind. 'Cause I was
No, in
about to
high
say, it
school-
sounded like your schools had a lot more amenities than mine did.
Fencing at my high school? No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We had the bare requirements to be called a school.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
They-
more like what I had.
God, okay, one time I'm gonna butcher this and make him seem probably worse than it was, but I remember one time my stepdad, they fired the other art teacher at some point because it was broken up like 2 big art rooms, and he was more like drawing and photography and painting, and she was like ceramics and like
Expensive
sculpting.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And because like he was just, he just is more of like a photographer and painter. And when she got fired, they were like, all right, now you teach everything. And like no pay raise or anything, but now you like do it all. And his new room was up against, like, it's kind of like, I don't know how it works, but there's a corridor of our school where it's like nothing else is really there. It's like the art rooms, and then there's like, I don't even know what it'd be classified as, but I think this is where like a lot of the special needs kids go. But they also just have like a big padded room, when they're acting up or something.
Yeah.
And they just like put them in like this like psych ward room. Like no one else is, like no one's really allowed to go. Like you can't see it, but you can hear that kind of, it sounds like they're slamming on pads in there.
Yeah.
Is
But
that
it's
a real
right
thing?
up against,
Yeah,
and
what
it's
the
right up
fuck?
against
I was
the
about to say,
art
because
room.
this is like,
They have a
I was
tard
saying
out
there might
room.
be like what's that called? Like a joke at the end of this or something? Or is this,
no,
do you
just
literally
roll-
have,
No,
I thought
but
there was
like-
a punchline coming around the corner. And
No,
they-
well, a little. But not really. But like, he was teaching a class once, and he could just hear them like screaming in there and like banging on the
The
wall.
agony.
And he made a remark like, "Jesus Christ! Like, can we put these people like somewhere else? Like, I don't know. Like, I can't remember what. I wasn't in the class. Just my friends afterwards are like, dude, you're not gonna believe what happened." And he said something like, "Oh my god! Like, get those retards out of." No, it wasn't like bad really, but it was just like, Jesus Christ! Like, can they pipe down? Like, what can we do to like get these guys to pipe down or something? And one of the kids in the room that was taking class, his brother was in there. It was like heavily special needs, and was like, "That, like, my brother is in there." And the stepdad's just like, "Oh shit!" Like, oh, God.
I love how the guy's like, "Will you stop talking about my brother that's having a panic attack, screaming in the padded room, so I can learn about this art?"
My brother's in there. I know how to shut him up. Hey, quiet down in there. Christ.
Just throw some firecrackers in them, make them go crazy.
But yeah.
Oh, God.
I don't know,
man. That was my biggest fear, was one of my kids would turn out to
And
be
they go for the
fucking
target room?
Breakout.
just come out.
Oh, I thought you meant like an escape. Just, they tunneled out or something. I'm going to a certain spot of hell.
Yeah, no, I was really scared.
It's
that
gonna
one of
look
my
like
kids
one of
would end
those
up
big white
retarded.
padded rooms, and I'm gonna be
Surrounded by them. All the ones that could.
I'm going to a very specifically designed part of hell. A retribution point of my life. Okay, what were you saying? You were afraid that you're gonna get put in one of those classes? You shouldn't be afraid of that if you're not, pretty.
No. I was just scared that like that's like everybody's worst nightmare is having, when you're having a kid, is having one that ends up being special needs.
Don't you get to know beforehand? Like they do.
Yeah, for like chromosomal disorders and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a
Yeah.
Gattaca scan.
Flush it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
They actually have a handle attached to Effie's stomach, and they just get rid of it.
They just shoot water up in there and let it.
Yeah.
Fucking,
It comes out like a
Fire
fucking
hose.
water park.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. What's
Right
that?
into a trash can.
Yeah. What's
One of those
What's that like anti-clogging device that they have? It's like a
holds
gun
his
that
foot
they
on the
shoot.
bottom of, and the lid's open. The kid slides in.
Well, they wouldn't say yippee; they'd be dead. But
No, they come out alive.
They come out as happy as can be.
Right into the garbage disposal.
All right.
Oh, is this the next part of the ride? Well, I guess they probably couldn't talk.
Yeah.
No.
Oh shit.
Well, would you
Because
ever?
they're conditioned, not because of them being just born. Or not born, I guess. Flushed away. I don't know. Oh man, this is getting.
Yeah.
Would you flush away a baby if you found out it had Down syndrome?
No.
You keep it. You would keep the Down syndrome baby,
Knowing that it might spend hours of just horror filled
in the
moments
in
of
that
its
room.
life in that padded room at school.
Yeah, screaming.
I'm sure there's a market for that kind of thing. Like, might as well make some profits. No,
What, like make a?
I don't
like
know. I think that's a very complicated issue that I'd have to address with my partner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it has
Yep.
Downs.
So
It's
I
not,
don't
it's
have
not
an
as
answer for
easy as
now.
just like get rid of it, because by the time you can do the chromosomal testing or whatever, they've already felt the kicks. They know it's alive. You know, they can
And,
feel it moving.
It could make a TikTok one day and be really popular on TikTok for Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so you'd keep it.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm ever gonna have kids. You know, I'm gonna.
You seem like a guy that would have seven of them.
Yeah,
I
6
think
or
like
7.
2 would be probably a good
more than that,
stopping
6
number.
or 7. I mean, you
You
think I
seem
should
like
have?
a guy with a wife that wants 6 or 7. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
she does. She's already talking about having a third. I'm like, holy.
Yeah, what are you piped down?
Bro.
Okay, guy.
No, I meant that as a compliment. You'd be a great father with a big
I
family.
don't think I could financially support 6 or 7 kids. I don't think I can support myself and my dog. So, out of 6 or 7 kids, Jesus Christ.
You can just feed them kibble.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think that's such a great idea. Just human kibble.
Yeah.
For people, and you get puppy, adult, and senior, like little kid, high school level kibble.
Well, I think it's great about like we already have like nice shopping at Walmart for your groceries is like the low end, and then there's like specialty grocery stores like Publix and stuff, or like Whole Foods that are like nicer. And like imagine if they just they add one and it's an even lower bracket than Walmart. It's just the human kibble store.
Yeah.
You walk in, it's
It's
like a
Dollar
soulless.
General.
Yeah, it's like
And they have,
the
like-
smallest store ever. It's just 2 aisles.
little dispensers. They have like based
Youth,
on race
adult.
and age. You can just like get certain kibbles and stuff.
It was collard greens. Like,
Yeah, collard green kibbles.
what do you mean based on race? It should just be an age thing. It should
No,
just be. It should be 0 through 10, 10 through 20, and then 20 on.
Okay, well, you know,
20,
I don't
20
know.
to like
you're
50,
complicating
and
stuff, Brian, with your racist agenda.
And there
'cause
should
then
be
you're
wet
gonna have
food and
way
dry
too many
food.
aisles based on age and race. And then
Wet food.
I don't want to be making kibble from the Orient and it's like rice flavored or something.
Right, yeah, or
Just
curry
make
or
it one
something.
type.
That sounds so great, though. Actually,
Yeah, like a
no,
curry
the whole
kibble,
point
yeah.
though is not supposed to be pleasant.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
What's
but
the-
like cats
what's
and
the
dogs
strain?
get like chicken and tuna and stuff.
Yeah,
You
but-
should-
Yeah,
they-
but cats and
yeah,
dogs
but
are
you-
more important than poor people.
And do you see when they eat real food? They're like, "Holy shit, this is so much better."
Dude, my
They
dog
go
is
crazy.
like that close from just like pouncing on my daughter and eating her plate because he's like, this baby is 8 months old, defenseless, and it has a full plate of food, and it's dropping little bits for me all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
she looks like, just turn your back, man. Just go into the bathroom for 1 second.
Yeah. That's very healthy to have a dog that's actively waiting to kill your kid. Your dog's not that big though. It'd
Yeah.
probably just like severely damage
Yeah,
her
probably
for, like,
maim
life.
her
You
or
see-
something.
You see
Probably get
those
it.
people that grow up horrified at dogs
And
and
she
like
grow up
crazy scarring.
disfigured.
Worst case, she'll
Yeah.
just end up in the padded room or something. Poop.
Yeah.
Put dogs in those. I don't even like.
Dogs.
Dude, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know
we should
how
take our
public, I don't know
retarded kids and
poor
put them in
public-
cages.
I don't know like what the typical procedure is for like poor public schools, but I feel like we just did so much wrong as a school corp.
Damn,
You know,
you guys
way
actually
they-
have a kennel where you'd put them in, and then the parents would pick them up later.
God, no, it's not. It wasn't like that. Like, but also, you know, it's be like I see some of them in the morning, I don't see them again rest of the day.
Yeah.
Where are they? Like, what?
It's like,
This is a small school, you know. It's kind of like we see everyone. Like, what are
Through
they
the
fucking?
walls.
Is there a basement here or something? Like,
ours would do attendance and stuff. Like they would collect the attendance and shit, or like deliver news.
I don't.
We
know
had
if
them
this-
doing some active shit.
So that it was like
deliver
a
the
job
news,
for them.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, put
Like
them
the
to work.
announcers?
They ain't gonna learn nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, like making school merch, like screen printing shirts,
I remember what one
Making
teacher was
license
like,
plates for the state.
washing the teachers' cars.
Yeah, smelting ore out back. Just having them doing like hard industrial jobs. Okay, all the mentally deranged kids, you go down into the coal mine. And
Mentally
Yeah.
deranged. Is that the current term?
Yeah.
Preferred term?
yeah,
Yeah.
mentally deranged.
The cookie.
Yep.
What
Oh
were you
god.
saying, Brian?
Oh no, I was just saying that one time we had like a teacher who had brought the tards in there. They
Jesus
collected
Christ.
the attendance. What do you want me to call them?
We can talk about flushing them, but we can't use some better.
Well, it's a
verbiage.
broad
He's
term.
mentally
There's so many.
deranged. That's
Okay,
No,
yeah,
don't
but
use the
the
collect-
Durangos.
No.
So they brought he fucking wheeled them in with the deranged pip kids or whatever, and then they got the attendance, and of course all the females are like, oh, they were like cooing at this fucking kid, and the teacher was like, ah, shut up, you wouldn't if they asked you to prom, you wouldn't fucking date them. I was
Jesus Christ, they're just sitting there like,
like, I was like, oh
hey,
my
asshole, yeah, what the fuck?
I was like, oh my god.
Shut, don't give them pity. You wouldn't even fuck them.
Exactly.
I'm only
I
nice
was
to
like-
people I fuck. It was
I
basically
know.
only be nice to people you want to fuck was the
I was like,
teacher's
oh,
Like, you
moral.
guys wouldn't even have sex with me. You probably wouldn't, right? None of you? Wow. Okay. We're out of here.
I'm not even one of them. I'm just normal intellect. You won't even fuck me.
It's because
Oh, God.
it's because I push them around. You put us, you lump us together. Like, just goes on a full breakdown. I am so different from them.
I'm way more fuckable than these idiots.
I would take you on a date. Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great, though.
We had some weird fucking. I don't know if this would dox me somehow. Cut it out, Stalt. I don't know how you would find out if it would though. There's a teacher that would like, as you go through his hallway, he'd be like, "Do push-ups." I can't even remember if there was something else you could do, but no, you would just see kids in front of his room all the time as he watched them just doing push-ups. And it was like, yeah, to get through here, you got to do push-ups. And all the little meathead redneck kids would be like, all right, I bet I can do more push-ups than him. And they'd be doing it. And then he'd have like girls, like weird little redneck girls that would like hang out in his room all the time. Like he was definitely just a pervert.
Yeah.
And he got fired for it. But he would just have kids do like little feats of athleticism in front of him. And he's like an English teacher. Like he has nothing to do with that as in academia. And he's just a weird little fucking pervert. And like, I would just like, if you ever told me do push, I'd never once. I'm like, no, I'm in school. Yeah. Like, I'm not in gym class. I get out of push-ups in gym class. I'm not going to do them for walking down your weird little like power tripped hallway or something. Just a weird guy.
You did really everything weird in your power to avoid doing any physical anything in gym class, didn't you?
Like, oh my God, another freak teacher. I think I've told this too, but he was just, no one even wanted to hear it. Like, but he was just very actively conservative. And I feel like even the little conservative kids were like, come on, like, just teach us English. You know, he was also an English teacher. And he like would just talk about this shit all the time. He was also super involved with like God and all this, you know, super religious, of course. And when we started up, I remember we started up GSA, which was like Gay Straight Alliance. He found like a loophole in the rule book to basically shut it down. He was so like furious that they were like selling coffee in the morning to make money for like some organization. And one time in class, he was talking about how the teacher across the hall from him, like this liberal, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, there's a reason they put me on the right side of the hallway and her on the left side. And a girl in class was like, yeah, but if you come the other way, like if you walk down the other direction, you're on the left side. And he was just like, and he couldn't think of anything to get out of it. Just like fully like paralyzed. And he is such a like, I'm the smartest guy in the room type, like AP English, like, so like, this writing is so elementary, like total bullshit fucking redneck guy. And that I've never seen him just be so like, oh, like, why didn't I think of that? Like, of course, walking down like, he's not in like the main hallway yet. It's not like an inch, like it's just a fucking hallway. Of course, there's two ways. But good on her too. I didn't think of that. I was just like, wow, that's deep.
You're like, whoa, this guy's onto something.
Whoa, did they do that for real? They put you on the right. They do that? They put the Republicans over here. This girl paralyzed me too. I was like,
you're like, hold on, you can.
Dude, the bar is so low for Indiana for that to be like, that's your fucking. That guy's your Voltaire. You know, your modern day philosopher. Your John Locke is a lady going. You know, you can walk backwards down the hallway.
He wouldn't walk backwards, just turn around.
Yeah, no, people just come from the other way too. Like it's a hallway. Like fucking, there's people walk on either side.
Poop's next class was on the left here, and he would always walk all the way around to get.
It's a big fucking square. Like it's, oh god. What do you guys? You guys ever have a pervert teacher?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. Actually, going back to political stuff. When I was in like first grade, I remember my teacher was this black lady, and I remember like in the middle of class, she's talking about like I don't know, maybe it's like our government or something like that, and she just goes, and then there's Colin Powell. He forgot he was black, and like I remembered that for so long, and I was like, he forgot he was black, and I was like, what does that mean? Like, how do you forget that you're a black man?
Didn't look in a mirror for a while.
And so I didn't realize like what that even meant until I was like late teens. I like put it together. I was like,
You
Jesus
think
Christ.
about it yearly. And
How can a man forget he's black?
Oh, Eureka!
How can he possibly forget he's black? I've seen it. He's
doesn't
very
mean
light
literally.
skinned.
Hey.
He never looked in a mirror, never looked at his hands.
Yeah.
Uh,
But no, I did have a perverted teacher who he went on a
my team's doing well. Sorry. Keep going. I'm just checking the team really quick.
Yeah.
I had a
All right, go on.
All right.
I had
You
a
had a
teacher that
pervert
went
teacher?
to go on the DC field trip. Everybody goes to Washington DC.
Ugh.
Supposed to be a big thing. He was chaperoning as a teacher, staying in a hotel room with like 5 girls.
Oh my god.
Gets fired immediately when he returns.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
Hey.
Several women apparently were like, he molested me.
Oh my God.
God.
So, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so they kicked him out. But then, but I felt bad though because I really liked the guy. He gave me
I
a
related to him a
Personal
lot.
hero of mine. Yeah. What is with you and perverts?
He's a hero of mine.
Figure hero.
No, this is before this happened. He gave me a first edition of Stephen
I'd
King's
hope
The
it's
Shining.
before he got fired for molesting kids that you were hanging out with him.
We struck up a friendship after.
Hey, kid, get over.
You're a little glass wearing nerd. You want this Stephen King novel?
Yeah, he gave me a Stephen King novel, and then he got fired, and I never really got to like thank him for it. And
Yeah, thank you so much.
He wrote his number in the front page of the book.
Yeah.
If lost, return to this address with a heart over it.
Yeah. How embarrassing is this? His daughter was going to that school, and after he got fired,
Oh,
she still
Christ.
stayed there.
Oh,
And I remember
man.
I added her on MySpace, and I sat there and danced around the question for like 4
You
sentences.
just thank
Maybe
your
I was like,
dad
"Hey,
for,
what's up?"
for his service.
She's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah." So, anyways, did your dad like rape some kids? Where'd your
my
dad go?
God.
She
All
immediately
right, enough
blocked
small
me.
talk.
Yeah,
She blocked
enough
you.
of the small talk. This has been eating me alive. Why is your dad gone?
Renegade pervert. What happened there?
So, anyways, I met him again as a teacher once again, but he was
What?
yeah, he went to a college where the girls were legal. It was just unethical,
Okay.
but not a crime.
How is
Okay.
he? He should not be able to be a teacher again.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
There seems to be a weird power dynamic between teachers and students. I don't think he should be in that industry anymore.
Well, he molested a bunch of kids. I think he should
Yeah,
probably be
right.
in prison or something.
Not for like life. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. Damn, dude. I don't know. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know what the normal
Not
sentence
for
is, but if you're a
life.
teacher and you molested a bunch
That's
of
like-
kids, yeah, you should
That's like a
probably be
misdemeanor.
killed or something.
kill.
$400 ticket. That's it. That's what's
Yeah. Sam's like, it's not even that bad. What?
Well, I don't know the extent.
He's
I
a
mean,
good
I'm sure if
guy.
it was like,
He gave me a
I'm
book.
sure if he like
He gave me a book.
sodomized them, then yeah, he would be in prison for like 20 years or a lifetime or something. But
He fondled their breasts.
no,
or
I don't
something,
know
is
what he
you're
did.
saying,
I don't know what he did. I just know
You
it's
should ask
inappropriate
him.
contact with a minor. So yeah, he probably went to. There was like a 10-year gap between when I saw him last, so he could have been in prison for
He could have
8
his
years, 10 years.
wrist slapped very hard. And they said,
Yeah.
don't do that again.
No. Yeah,
You can now no longer teach at that high school, but
Yeah.
anywhere else, you're free reign.
any of the other 4 high schools in the area, you're free. Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it. And if you want
You
to go
wanna go to an
younger, we have a
elementary?
lot of middle schools and
Yeah.
elementary schools. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
no.
No, he was in middle school, I think, or maybe elementary.
It was
Dude,
middle
okay, then that's
school.
definitely worse.
Yeah, middle school. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he should not be a teacher again.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't. Yeah.
He should be on a list. Isn't he on a list?
He's probably on a list. That's probably
Forever,
why
Can
he
right?
you
works
be
with
a
adults
teacher
now.
if you're on a list?
He's
tell
out of
them-
college now.
They do background checks so they
Dude,
can see that he did that.
Still shouldn't be like hanging out with freshmen at a college or like you know. He
Well,
should-
Unless
maybe
they just-
maybe they didn't press charges. Maybe it was like
Oh, they just swept it
Settlement
under the
thing.
rug.
it's
yeah.
no big deal. I'm the kid's parents. It's-
yeah,
Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
yeah.
That happens all the time.
As long as
We're
it was
cool.
someone she trusted, you know.
Yeah. As long as you took advantage of
As long
they
as those
still have
grades
the-
are okay.
Yeah, and that's maybe an A+ in her future.
Yeah. Because getting
Maybe
out of
she does-
7th grade is really important.
Maybe,
Getting all A's in one class worth it. And the easiest years of academia. Wow, where was this even going? This is such a horrible story in terms of like it's very gross. It's like
That's it.
So then you saw him years later, and he was a teacher, and you were like,
Yeah.
Give him a
wow.
high five.
Yeah, good job bouncing back from that.
Yeah.
You did great.
He must have been devastated when he
No,
got
there was-
fired.
No, I think the only punchline there was just messaging his daughter and then getting immediately blocked.
And there was a guy when I was in elementary that was just like, I don't even know what, he didn't teach anything. He was just kind of like guy that went around and supervised stuff, I guess. I don't know, because I don't know. Anyway, he looked creepy as hell. Like he looked like a weird, like European pervert. Some things going on. I don't think he's from Europe though. So he went to a field trip when we were in elementary school and wore like a very small Speedo to a water park. And all of us as kids were even like, what the yeah, he's not European though. And he's wearing like European style like Speedo. Like, what's the big deal? Well, you're chaperoning a bunch of children and it's just kind of inappropriate.
If I was chaperoning kids, I'd wear like a 1920s Gatsby striped.
I'm gonna wear I'd wear a swimming shirt probably. I'd be like,
the onesie thing. That's like a white beater on top.
Yeah. Just like a wetsuit. Fucking go to a pool.
Flippers and everything.
Mask. Don't want to show them too much.
Tank and shit.
Yeah. All right, kids, we're going to the local state park pool. I will be 10 feet underwater, so if you need me, you're going to have to swim down. I won't even watch
If you're
you.
drowning, don't flail at the surface. Make sure to come down to my level.
Yeah.
I no, this way I can't be pervy. I'll just be underwater with goggles, looking off. Jesus Christ. No,
yeah, people that bring goggles to the pool, they're fucking freaks. If you're over like the age of 7 and you're wearing goggles in a pool, that's a no-no.
I mean, it is kind of cool to be able to see, but it's
fun
a no-no.
see.
Also, like, my step-grandparents have a lake, and I remember when I first started going to their like lake house, I'm like, oh, cool, like I can wear goggles and look down. Scared the fuck out. Like, it is really creepy in like some parts of a lake. Yeah, like my best friend had a pond and we'd swim around in that, and it's much more disgusting than the lake. Like, it's like a really like clean lake in the area, but still like some of the stuff, like it'd just be like a layer of moss like 10 feet down, and then apparently like it goes deeper than that though, and it's like I'd get such that like fear of the ocean feeling in there. And one time this fucking weird eclectic guy that he looks just as old today as he did when I first met him when I was like 10, and so many people that were younger than him have died of old age in the family since then, and he's just still kicking. I don't know he looks the same, but he gave me a diving suit once and goggles and flippers and was like, yeah, like let's go like deeper in the lake. And we fucking swam around in like the dark, and I think it like fucked me up. Yeah, he took me down to the deepest, darkest part of the lake, and I kind of blacked out. But I know since then I've had a really big fear of him, and water and stuff like that. Just like goggles in a pool is nice, but goggles and like other stuff, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
like, I'd rather just not know what's around.
Under you.
Oh, so
yeah, then like if I was out there and I like thought I saw something big like move, I'd be like,
but in the ocean, it's awesome because I had
in
these
the ocean,
goggles.
it's even worse because in a lake there are no horrors really. Probably like maybe a big snapping turtle, but in the ocean it could be like a fuck ton of scary stuff going on.
You know what's funny?
I had these goggles that
opposite.
filtered your color. What?
Brian's goggles story interrupted again.
No. Yeah, go. What were you saying?
Here's the opposite. You're like going out to the ocean, like you have to worry about the off chance of a big shark, and that's
or
it.
no,
the odds of
big
that
fish.
Lakes here, you
killer
got
whale.
water moccasins, alligators. You got
There's sea snakes. Sea snakes.
oh,
Eels,
they're a
sea
lot
snakes.
more rare than a fucking snake in a lake around here.
Weird perverted like teachers that just chill in the pool at the
Yeah.
bottom. You know, you gotta
Yeah.
worry about a lot of
gotta
Well,
worry about
around
those.
here, I guess we have water stuff, but we don't have like gators and stuff. You know, we got like a really big bass. Maybe could grab your foot or something.
You have to
An
worry about
alligator
the
snapping
you have to worry about
turtles.
the teacher at the bottom of the lake
Yeah.
looking up at
Oh
you.
my god. He's just fucking. He probably can like glide underwater in that speedo too. He'd be so fast. He'd seem like shoot by. I remember I saw a barrel down there though, and that almost that almost ignited something within me where I'm like, wow, maybe like scuba diving in the ocean and finding like shipwrecks would be awesome.
Oh,
But
okay.
then,
What
yeah,
was in the
getting
barrel? I
molested.
bet you it was a body.
What?
What was in the
No.
barrel?
I think it was just empty.
How do you know? Did you see it?
I think it was like half disintegrated. It was
Oh,
just
okay.
like a barrel.
Oh,
Like, it was probably just trash.
yeah.
But I remember being like,
The
that's
trash
pretty
made you feel
cool.
something.
It's pretty
Mm.
cool to see stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's people that, you know, I met someone recently whose dad is just like a treasure hunter. And that's his job, kind of. And I'm like, that's not a
Makes no
real
money.
job. And their house looks like a museum.
I'm a
Because they
treasure
have,
hunter.
no, they have like things from shipwrecks all over the world, all over their house.
He goes-
and I'm like,
he
this
goes
is
hunting.
so cool. No, like
He
they
goes
find
hunting,
shit
goes
worth
hunting for the
insane
mailbox
amounts
to
of money.
grab a buried welfare check.
Yeah, he finds,
Is my treasure out of here?
yeah, just finds loose cash and stuff.
Yeah.
But like coins, they get a lot of like nickels. Those add up.
Other people's wallets he just finds in
No,
their
and
pocket.
they're telling he does some like weird, cool thing too. Like I don't know if what it is, but like he said they have 40 boats or something just around the world because his dad has a crew, and when there's a hurricane or something, and a boat is totaled or goes, if it gets to the point where the insurance pays the people for the boat, they have nothing to do with the total boat anymore. They're like, what the fuck? So he'll just go and be like, if I salvage this, can I keep it or something? Or like, can I have it, like buy it? And so he'll go with like a diving crew and bring them up and then just keep them. And a lot of times they work again after not that much. And things are just different down there. This is one of friends. Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't say that because maybe he'll get doxxed now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
look up
wouldn't
like
say that.
treasure hunter dad.
Treasure-
Yeah.
treasure
Cut
hunter
out
dad.
whose friend it is. Yeah. Cut out that part again. Stall, please. But that was cool. His house was just like a really cool Cracker Barrel. Like all the shit on the walls. But it was like it wasn't like white trash Cracker Barrel. It was like, wow, this is like Uncharted or something in real life.
I had a very kind of a similar thing where like one time in my neighborhood I was riding my bike around in the summer and I just met this like redneck kid who was just like, what you doing, man? You want to come to my house? My mom made Kool-Aid. I was like, okay, fine. So I like went over to his house, and I had never been, my neighborhood growing up was a circle, but I'd never been on the far side a whole lot. I didn't know anybody that lived on that side.
So like
And-
a cul-de-sac?
No, it wasn't a cul-de-sac. It was just a big circle, and it had like
Oh,
some
okay.
roads that went to it.
Circle Road doxed.
Circle Road Trail. That's the docks where he used to live. And going into his house, he's this redneck kid, so I was expecting redneck house. Go in there, and his parents are like, their house was like an ode to colonialism. Like it was just African shit all over the walls. Like they were like Rhodesian or something. I have no idea. And they just had this redneck kid. They had like the hand carved masks with like the hair that made out of reeds and shit. They had like the
sick.
the wicker shields. They had like
Hell yeah.
everything in their house was African stuff. And then
Like, did they like Black Panther or something? Like, were they big fans of the movie? It's like, what
this was
stuff
like
all over.
2003. Like,
Oh, so they were comic book
They were the
fans.
comic- yeah,
they
they
were
were
big
the
comic book
originals.
fans. Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
And the dad was like Van Pelt from Jumanji, like very like he wore that kind of shit. And I was like, why do you
fuck?
have like
Why do you have a
Bobby
little
Hill
redneck
for
kid?
a son. Like,
Yeah.
you got this like little queer
Bobby
redneck
Hill.
boy as a kid.
Is he like adopted?
I have no
Yeah.
idea. I did not get the connection.
What the
I thought we
fuck?
broke into somebody's house. Like,
Maybe.
it did not seem like they were family at all.
They didn't seem very fond of the little redneck boy either.
Yeah, stealing all their Kool-Aid out of their refrigerator.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, was it actually Kool-Aid? Did you just
Yeah.
fucking say that?
No, it was cool.
I
That's
come
what.
inside, we've got Kool-Aid, and then I went in there, and it was
Yeah, that's what we
we
used to drink
we're
a lot.
frying up some.
I love how like 6, 7, 8 episodes ago or whatever, Poob made all these declarations like I'm trying to be a better man, and now he like he steers the
That
conversation.
goddamn
repeatedly.
edible shot right
Yeah.
through my morals.
He's brought the conversation to mentally
I-
deranged people,
I
and now he has made
also-
2 black jokes this episode.
That black joke though is more of a like I feel like you made like you just were like and they invited me in for Kool-Aid or something
It
like
was all white people in this story. Can white people not drink Kool-Aid?
oh
Yeah.
wait
yeah.
I thought you said
You
they were like
immediately thought they were
oh,
black.
well you said
Oh,
they
you-
were Rwandan or something I just
No,
Rhodesian?
no. What I
Rhodesian.
said,
Oh, I thought
that's
you
why I
said
said their house was an
Rwandan.
ode to colonialism. They're
Oh,
all
yeah,
I
white
was
people.
I got very
Yeah, they're
confused at one
white.
point, and I thought that's what you're saying. Why do you have this little redneck kid like they just had like
No,
a little white
No,
kid?
they were.
That's what
That's why I
been
said,
great.
is he adopted? And you're like, yeah, I don't know.
No. I said they were Rhodesian or something. 'cause-
Oh,
yeah.
well, like from Rhode Island?
No, like DiCaprio from Blood Diamond. Like,
Yeah.
just like a
Oh.
South African guy.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant, I guess. So I just totally took that.
You just thought-
Now
and
let me
you just took it to a
reinterpret this
racist
whole
level.
story as no, I still think
Imagine
I still think the
Bobby's
Kool-Aid
Hill
thing
dad.
stands. So I feel like you
Yeah.
still something in there. I feel like the joke
What,
still
like
lands.
these people are trying to get so in
Like,
tune with African culture.
Yes, that's the joke
Yeah,
I'm trying to
they're
make.
just-
Yes, they're like,
So they're like, we got the stuff on the walls. We visited Africa a bunch.
We have purple
We
Kool-Aid.
have their Kool-Aid they love so much.
this purple drink. We got it.
We got some grits.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Scrap this episode,
Yeah,
guys.
that's
Go
Scrap
ahead and
this.
cut this.
Uh,